Awesome. Hi. Hey. Can you just let me know if the desktop audio is okay? So, I imagine right now I'm talking to myself, but just in case anyone watches back, right now, my setup, precariously perched chair behind me, a phone above me, and this is a microphone. And what's my okay, sorry about that. Okay. Right. Why I've got the and phone above me. There we go. Boom. Rather than looking at my ugly mug whilst we fly, see me controlling the yoke. Fortunately, I can't do much about the frame rate. Go. London. Arriving at Boscombe. Perfect. Last time I flew. We'll do VL. Flight condition. We're going to go for clear skies. Turn the time back just a little bit. Half part. By the time we land, it should be night. Right. Vámonos. Fun. Unfortunately, I don't have rudder pedal, so I can't control the rudder. I have to use the keyboard. See me reaching over now and then, usually to use the rudder.
City Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra at runway 27 ready for takeoff departure to the west.
Ah. Okay. A little bit dark in here. I can't see any of the displays. If I remember correctly, I don't know the buttons. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, apologies about that. Well, that was a bit embarrassing. Dropping like that. Okay, here we go. So, yes, as I said, don't seem to be able to turn the panel lights. So, I did manage to. Cabin light. I can turn that back on. So, Control Shift. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. Try and say. Hey, now I can see. Oh, but you guys can't see one. Get this. Game has a habit of ignoring. I try and take off the parking brake. Right, let's see if there's some other way. There, parking brake. I know this doesn't make me out to be a very good pilot, but I promise I am good at this game. Because I can't make the good, nice movement. Zachary, would you bring in the tablet?
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace. City Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, continue for west departure.
So we won't fly too high because we're going to be sightseeing in London. Getting ourselves to a stable plane. Set the plane's trim so that it should theory, should fly itself. Or maintain level flight. Wembley Arena there, I believe. The light that's behind me, blocking, is putting so much glare on the beam monitoring screen, which is up there. And on that screen is also, yes, and the light and the glare is actually in case you're wondering, the game is on the hardest realism settings. I don't like flying. I don't like flight sims where you can crash into buildings. Currently flying along. We are at, imagine over 8. Oh. Plane cruises it. When I did this earlier, when I did this flight during the day, I did it. I thought it would be during the day. Didn't count. I have not flown on this. Wow, all the little lights look incredible. Obviously, to fly this low would be legal. Take all sorts of flight regulations, especially in a densely. But this flight should take about 1 hour. Please feel free to dip in and out as you want.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. City Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra, frequency change. Making approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna 152 flight miles west of London City. Request flight following. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra, making approach. Squawk 7033. Squawk 7033, Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
I've got to be honest, despite living in England for all of my life, I don't know the names of all the famous locations in London. A little bit embarrassed. But what I can tell you is the London Eye is coming up.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, contact Norfolk approach on 126.45. 126.45.
And for some reason it's got 2 rings. Flight sim.
North Pole approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 300 feet.
undernight. Parliament just opposite. Parliament on our right. Ben. Oh, I should do some. I should have had a little guide written in front of me so I could be like a tour guide. And in 1782. So we're just going to follow the Thames for a little bit. Going to rejoin the VOR flight path. What? No. Tell you what I didn't do. Let me fuel. Well, I don't know that you can, Brent. Thank you for joining, by the way, but I don't know that you can. Earlier when I tried flying through the, I think it's called Tower Bridge. I tried flying through it, and the game reacted as if I had crashed into it. Now I may have crashed into it, not sure, but it could also be that they aren't, they're solid, visible walls underneath them, I'm not sure. So rather than risk having to restart, I'm just going to take it nice and easy and go over them. Demand that I do. I don't think it's going to be possible. These bridges are awfully low. I do appreciate that. Maybe if I was in a different plane. One that can land on waters. Okay. You need to
119.7 for Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Heathrow approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 100 feet. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Heathrow approach. Continue to Oscar Charlie Kilo as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
I do apologise, Brent, but another time maybe. I'll definitely stream this again. I do have good fun doing it. Maybe I'll do England to Cyprus. Yeah, jumbo jet. About a 4-hour flight though. I've done it a few. Supposed to be sightseeing. And now
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Norfolk approach on 126.45. 126.45 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Norfolk approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 300 feet. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Norfolk approach continue to Oscar Charlie Kilo as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
So currently I'm flying at, I believe I set it to 10 to 6. I was hoping to be flying before sunset, but the game showed me that it would be daylight. Turns out I turned off live weather because it's a bit cloudy today, a bit cloudy, foggy. I flew earlier with live weather. There was nothing to see there. So much cloud cover. Barely see. So at this point, I think head over to our first
29.7 tree for Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Throttle up a little bit.
Heathrow approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 400 feet.
We'll stay about 4,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Heathrow approach. Continue to Oscar Charlie Kilo as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Just a steady climb. That's why I'm not pulling. I'd already trimmed the aircraft so that it would fly straight and left, except for the rudder prop. So when I apply more throttle, it means the plane should. I can't quite make out your picture, but it looks like I'm talking to, steel wall, metal. I can always try fly. Completely. And this game really is beautiful. I quite like it. I really enjoy top-down camera view, flying over. It's a shame that I've picked a not going to get rolling here. It's a fantastic game, by the way. I definitely recommend it. You don't have to play. If you've got an Xbox controller, it's actually already, there's a controller set up ready for it. There isn't for the Stadia controller. Pain, because that means you have to sign on. Camera. Oh, that'd be great. But a suggestion for you would be, you could record yourself playing it and upload the recorded footage. I am going to just turn the game audio down a little bit. I feel like it's probably quite loud. Oh, I've just realised. I'm supposed to be flying to Stonehenge and there is absolutely no chance you're going to be able to see. No chance whatsoever. Well, there you go. Absolutely, I love to see. Gamers doing the things they love. Playing games. Talking about them, playing them. My first time that I ever flew, I used to be in the Air Cadet. RAF. It's like the Scouts, but the RAF. We went to Boscombe Down, which is the airport that about 50 minutes. Had some instructional videos we had to do if we need to bail out of the plane, fire, this jack. It was like the pre-flight instructions that you get when you catch a commercial flight, but a lot how do I put it? A lot less reassuring. Yes, that's it. It was a lot less reassuring. It was more like, oh, so this might actually happen then. And bear in mind, I was only 15. We walk out one at a time. We're told to go meet the pilot. My name's called. I get given this massive helmet. Comes with all headset and phone, and I'm given a special flight suit. Walk out to this aeroplane. This small aeroplane, smaller than this Cessna. Single turboprop engine, so single propellered engine. The guy says, right, stand on the wing, open the door. Stood on the wing. I got up, I stood on the wing, opened the door, and I mean, just seeing all of this display panels, button knobs, dials, levers, I was absolutely in awe. I'm a gadgety sort of person, so I love all of it. Well, I love all of it. Anyway, so the pilot takes us up, shows me the basic controls. There's two yokes, tandem plane. Pilot and the co-pilot sit by side. Sorry, the pilot and the co-pilot sit side by side. He takes me through the controls. You know, this is how you go up, this is how you go down, this the pedals as well. Just the very basic. I was never taught about mixture. I'm not even sure that those props did. Anyway. So we're up in the air, near Stonehenge. Pilot says, like, okay. So he says to me, turns to me and he goes, you have controls? At which point I have to say, I have control. That's so that no confusion as to who is meant to be flying the plane. They do that in whether it's a small aircraft or big jumbo jets, military aircraft that have pilot and same everywhere. That plane or aircraft goes down, black box will stay. This person control of the or the aircraft, I should. And so I was, just we weren't doing much, just a bit like turn a little bit, climbed, dipped a nose down, not for long. He taught me about how to maintain straight and level flight. How you maintain straight and level flight, most planes, is you keep the top of the dash roughly 3 inches below horizon line. Plane in swim part. That's how you maintain level flight. So once your plane is in a state of equilibrium, it stays roughly. You'll know that you're not going to crash into anything unless the ground comes up to you. Or you run it. Or another plane crashes in. But, the chances of that are quite small. Anyway, after a short while of doing me up and down and left, right, banking, would you mind giving me back control? And I said, okay, you have control. And at that point, he was like, should we do something more interesting? Oh, what do you mean by interesting? Well, I'm going to take her up to, I think we went up to 6,000 feet or 5,000 feet. And then we nosed down. We nosed down for about 1,000 feet. Then loop. Word for it, but he did a backflip. This little aeroplane. Oh my god. I don't mind roller coasters. I love flying. Absolutely love flying. But that day, the inside of this plane was hot, sticky. I was dehydrated. And at that point, I was like, okay, I might need a... How embarrassed. I managed to avoid being pretty close. Yeah, that was my first ever experience piloting aeroplane. Definitely a magical fight coming away. I'm just gonna quickly bring over the GP. We are not halfway. About a quarter of the way. I bring up the nav. We passed about 5 minutes ago. Got about 6 minutes left to get. Two more PORs. Deal with it. I'd like to add that I don't believe this airplane has autopilot, so it's actually quite training flying a plane. You are constant. Oh, obviously not with this, but with a real plane, and you're battling against the wind. I can definitely attest to that. Get me some rudder pedals. When I used the keyboard, hear the aircraft on the ground runway affects the rudder, almost like trimming the rudder, and I can never get it centered again. Because of that, I don't touch it. The plane will, over time, bank very slowly, very gradually, but it means I do have to keep giving it. Wonder whether maybe it'd be a good idea to call it early. I go land at because it's dark, there's nothing to see, and I could pick a different plane. I think I will do that. Like
Holdingham approach Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, cancel flight following. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, Holdingham approach, cancellation received. Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
okay, we will go land.
Holdingham approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna 152 1 miles southeast of Farnborough.
I just said I'm not
Request flight following.
like follow.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Holdingham approach. Squawk 0407. Squawk 0407 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 1 mile south of Farnborough, 4,000 feet. Altimeter 29 or decimal 9 or 2. Copy Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, go to Farnborough.
Farnborough Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is 1 miles west with Kilo to land. Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Farnborough Tower. Fly left traffic runway 24. Altimeter 29 or decimal 9 or 2, wind 272 at tree.
Hey, need to turn around.
Make left downwind runway 24 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Left. So, as you can see here, this is where we're going to be landing. Be landing on runway 24, roughly now. So it must be this, but I'm on the wrong side of that. And unfortunately not. I wish it did. I'm sure there are kits out there that do. They are a lot more expensive. I would love to have haptic. Doesn't vibrate. Oh, I just realised why it isn't. Didn't. To remove that. No, we should be able to see the airport down. Yeah, so to see the airport's just practically underneath. On the downwind leg. I could never remember what they've got different names, whether you're coming in from behind, front, side. They've all got their own name. Let's start sending gradually. Apparently I've already been descending it.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra cleared to land runway 24. Wind 272 at tree.
Cleared to land runway 24 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Probably turn off the cabin light. No, I need them on. Don't care what bar we're on. Don't think I turn my landing lights off it. I think we're all right there. Mind? Absolutely. Start saving. No. I don't know that you can on this. I honestly don't know. I haven't crashed on a landing yet, but now you've said that, now I've said that, probably will happen. By the way, you'll have to let me know where your nearest airport is so I can try. At least somewhere you recognise if it's direct. It leaving. Little bit. I'm not going to bother taxiing because it just means I have to faff about with them. Once we've touched down and we've come to a complete stop, head back to the menu and we'll do a short flight. Oops. Idled, yeah, throttle, but I probably don't. I don't know if you're aware of this. A good landing requires there. You might see them, or how clear the street. There are 4 lights side runway, either white or red, depending on where you are in relation to them. If you're too high, they'll be white. If you're too low, they'll be red. What you're aiming for, 2 red and 2 white as you come in. But at the moment, I am too. But I quickly returning to the correct. Go, we got a first red. Oh. Have 3. Now we're 2. A bit of throw. Means that we'll land a little. Okay, we've touched down. Flying the brakes now. That's. Here we go. We've come to a complete stop. Thank you for flying, Air Adam. Go to the menu. Yeah, Metal Wolf. Do you want to tell me where your closest airport is, or airfield? Let's do it live, shall we? We'll go live. Fly with everybody else. So, tell me, where am I going? Where's cold? Where's good? Up here somewhere, isn't it? Welcome, RAF. Thanks for joining. So cool. Not even sure that I'm in Canada. I'm so bad. This international airport. I'm glad it's a calming, nothing too exciting. Me telling stories about have no destiny. This plane is going to be a little bit noisier. It's one of my favorites. Not my actual favorite, but it's very similar. Going to be a lot noisier though. Thanks, Owl Monkey. Thank you. The light that's behind me is cold in this room, but I'm start idle. I'm not going to bother with mixed. Oh, it's a bit foggy.
Tower, Diamond Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, ready at runway tree 1 right, straight on departure.
Oh wow, there's snow all over the runway. Okay, just sorting out. Parking brakes off. Ah, come on now, parking brake. There we go. I can't see the runway. Roger. Ooh. I scented. Meant to fly in line with the runway, but I could barely see it, so I'm allowed to put away the. Grab one. Okay, that's a bit better. I didn't realize this cockpit doesn't have very good bit overspeed.
Sierra
We're just
Frank
sightseeing, by
Sierra.
the way. I've not been here before. I've no idea what to. We are playing live, so you might be able to join in if you have the game. Yeah, I'm live with all the other players.
Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra call late approach. Squawk 7 Fort Tree Tree.
Squawk 7 Fort Tree Tree Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact.
It's missing one thing, though, Hell Monkey. It's missing one thing, my setup. RGB. There's not enough LED.
Copy Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
Mouse gone. Oh, that looks like a nice little river to follow. Why don't we drop down and see how well we can follow that? Won't be following it like for like. Certainly see what we. Oh, I just realised I'm supposed to have put. Bear with me. Amazing to think that aeroplanes have only been around for about 100 years. Yes, so, Hell Monkey, as I said, I don't know if you noticed on Twitter, you probably have, I imagine that's where it came from. So, I did a flight, oh, I just realised I was meant to be flying from London to Boscombe Down, which is London to basically Bournemouth, a bit further than Bournemouth. It took me an hour and 19 minutes. The short answer is yes. Everything on this game is real time. Don't. Right, all right, all right. Not sing. Apologies. So yes, everything's in real time. One of my favourite things that I used to do on Flight Sim X, I would take a Boeing 737, more specifically a Boeing 737-400. I'm such a geek. I would take a Boeing 737-400 from Bournemouth Airport, Bournemouth International Airport. And I would fly over to, oh, what's it called? Is it Ayia Napa in Cyprus? I believe it's Ayia Napa. And that's a 4-hour journey, about 4 hours and 20 minutes. And it's a journey that I've taken before. As a kid, when I was about 14, we went on holiday to Cyprus. And I was like, that's okay, that's not bad. And so I would set everything up and I'd hit the button. This is autopilot, this button. It turns it on and turns it off. The master. So I'd get it all set up, hit the autopilot button, and I'd walk away for about 3 hours, do something else, like I go play on the Xbox, back when I had a 3. Then I'd come back when my timer went off, I'd turn off the autopilot and start flying again. A whole lot of snow around. But yeah, for a short haul flight, you could definitely do. I'll tell you what. We've done a little bit of flying around Canada. There's nothing really to see. I might have to make this shorter because I don't want to take up an hour of your time, but we can do get ourselves. Glasgow, isn't it? Where should we start off? Say Newcastle? Archer? 20-minute flight, 25 minutes, sorry. Gonna do IFR. Do we do? Tell you what, because I'm not sure whether they've fixed. I'm not sure whether they fixed the autopilot. There was a problem with the autopilot where it wouldn't maintain altitude, and then it wouldn't maintain. Get what it's called, but there's a speed. There's a word for when you set a speed. It wouldn't maintain that. So just for the sake of. Oh yeah, big fan of Eurosim. Big fan. We'll do a bit earlier in the day. Yeah, cruise control. Oh my god, cruise control on Euro Truck. I mean, you still have to drive on flights. Your cruise or autopilot on the more modern aircrafts, it will be linked with your GPS and your navigation, so you will have pre-programmed where you're going, and the aeroplane will make the turns.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra at runway 25 ready for takeoff departure to the west.
Oh, there we go. Start off by rolling a little bit. Can you see what I mean about the rudder? I can only do it incrementally. Don't have good control over it. Oh, bloody hell. Right. V1. Forgot to do my V's. V2. Rolling. Pulling up a bit.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you reach
Too fast.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Gear away.
Newcastle Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
Throttle down a little bit. We're
Cessna Alpha Sierra
very
X-ray
quick.
Golf Sierra is type Cessna C25C 2 miles southwest of Newcastle. Request flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra, Newcastle approach. Squawk 7741.
Squawk 7741 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Flaps away. Oh, we'll leave a bit of flaps. Leave a bit of flap.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 3 miles west of Newcastle, 4,700 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Copy Cessna
Landing gear.
X-ray Golf Sierra.
I'm not landing. Not. Silly plane computer. Landing. I'm going to make this the last flight. We're going to see it through to the end. Once I've finished this flight, call it night. I must say I don't know which direction the runways are at Glasgow's.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Scottish Centre on 119.875.
Going to 119.875 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Scottish Centre Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra
Whoops.
8,100 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra.
052.
Continue as planned. Altimeter
Oh, they've got.
2.902.
There's one main runway. One big run.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Newcastle approach on 124.38.
Going to 124.38 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
What is with this plane? Why does it keep nosing up?
Newcastle approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 8,900 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Newcastle approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Ah, okay, so there are two ways. Mainly, oops. What I'm using is this GPS. This GPS app, which I have on my stream monitoring screen, because it's a bit jarring. Usually I'd have it on my phone, but I'd have my phone here. GPS would be on it. But because I'm streaming and I'm using two screens, this game's quite force hungry. It was just too much. Alternatively, you can use a lot of the if you're not using the GPS, which is kind of cheating, you would use these flight displays. I can. So this one here that has the 289 on it, that is the that is my heading. As I turn, number will change. Think of it as like a compass.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Scottish Centre.
Above it, I don't know the proper names for all these. I used to, but I don't know. So above that, we've got the attitude.
119.875
indicator, which is how straight and level I'm. That white line between the brown and the blue is the horizon. If I'm perfectly in line with that, that means I'm neither climbing nor descending. It also tells me how much I'm rolling in either direction. Also tells me a little bit about my rudder, I believe. You got the speed indicator, airspeed indicator, that what? Vertical, I think it's called the vertical accelerometer or something like that. That tells me how quickly I'm going either up or down. So that's in feet per minute. At the moment I'm going up at 1,400. Ascending. You've then got even more. So N1 is about, I believe, the vibration in the jet propeller fan at the turbine. I believe it's the vibrations. Don't quote me on it. Could be the amount of power. I don't know what. Clearly that's a temperature. Oil pressure, fuel. This is the trim. So I've got trim. I've applied trim to. I've applied trim to the elevator so that I can maintain level flight, levelish flight, without needing to input controls. There's so many different things I can explain about cockpit. It would take me all night, and I'd also like to have resources in front of me. Explain it properly. Mince my words. But the short answer to your question is, I'm using a GPS map, but I could use heading, feeding. Oh, and by the way, Hal Monkey, you mentioned Eurotruck Sim. I did once set this setup. I did once use this setup, Eurotruck Sim, and I had the throttle. That was my that was like my pedal, so I could put it at like 75%, almost like cruise control, but a manual version of cruise control. It was brilliant. And for the air brakes, I could softly apply my air. Oh, I was interested in becoming a pilot. Greatly interested. You know, a young man's pursuit. And I'm getting old now. I'm 26. I'm going to have grandkids soon. I'm not really out. Ah, I've just discovered that this camera is on 9%. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Not sure how far away we are. Coming up to TLA. TLA. We have probably got about 12, 13 minutes to get to. Picture for I can't say the word. Picture for the memory book. There may be a purchasable, realistic Glasgow International Airport. I don't know. I haven't checked. I've only bought one DLC. Quite expensive. But just the bog standard one will probably be reminiscent. At the very least, the runways will. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see about the rest. $15,000 feet. I don't usually fly jets VFR. That means by eye. Don't usually fly them by eye because of the issues it can present when it comes to landing. I might end up about 5,000 feet coming to. I might come in from the completely wrong direction. I'm not an expert. Just really enjoy it. We'll have to. It'll be interesting. So if I remember correctly, two directions: runway 23, 23 and run. So. Another little tidbit. Currently looking at this, giving the Glasgow airport information. This is the sort of information that pilots would use. It tells me the approach frequency to use on the radio and their radar. ATIS, which is their ATIS, which is their weather report. The runway 0523. The runway is nearly 3 kilometers long, just about 50 meters wide, and it's in where it's called runway 23 and 05. That goes back to these numbers. So right now I'm heading 317, which is actually 2. So runway 05 would be a little bit further to the right, so that would be 050. Runway 23 would be left, which is 230. So, not mistaken. Yeah, so it's practically perpendicular to how I'm flying in. Interesting. I can guarantee you though, as I come into land, it's going to be a battle. Hate landing jets. They're a pain. And I've never figured out how to use the approach setting, the autopilot. Because the approach setting, basically how you make a plane land itself. I've got another interesting story for you all. Or certainly it was an interesting experience for me and my family. So on our return flight from Cyprus, I believe it was the first time we went. We've been to Cyprus twice. On the return flight from Cyprus, on the return flight from Cyprus, as we were coming in, there was a storm, and we came into Bournemouth Airport. Storm. I've always had a wing seat, always managed to get. As a flying enthusiast, it's wonderful because I get to see the interesting, like how the plane's wings flex. I don't know if you can see it, but as the plane moves, wings flex, and you'll be surprised just how far. You get to see what happens to engines when they land, because they open. I think it's called a cowl flap, and it's basically on the turbine mounting. On the side, there is a door that will open, spring open, and that allows all of the thrust to be expended sideways instead of pushing the aeroplane down the runway. Anyway, so we're coming in and it's stormy. The turbulence is horrendous. Even I'm starting to feel a bit ill. I don't get travel sick, but I do get seasick. And it was choppy. It was like being on a boat. And eventually we break about 3,000 feet, so we're pretty low down, right? We're coming in to land at it. And we finally break the cloud cover. I'll show you where 3,000 feet is when I'm closer, because you'll be surprised how low it is. We finally break cloud cover, and we're like seconds away from the runway. As we come onto the runway and the tires hit the tarmac, the plane aquaplanes, and I'm not exaggerating, 100% not exaggerating. Instead of going down the runway like this, airplane was sliding down the runway like this. I was laughing. I thought it was brilliant. There were a lot of people on the aeroplane that were not enjoying it as much as I was. Yeah. My mum was one of them. That is a fond memory of mine for everyone else on that plane, it was a traumatic experience. And when we finally came to a stop, which was quite far down the runway, everyone started clapping. It was such an interesting landing. The most interesting landing I've ever had. Right, I better tune to the, I'm far too high. The airport that we're landing at is just there. I'm still up at 15,000 feet. I'm going to have to do some either dramatic altitude dropping, or I'm going to have to land. Oh, he's already told me to. Right, so he wants me to land at runway 2. We are banking far too much. Oh, I just want the bloody... You're going to put a little bit of flaps, bring down the landing, throttle down a little bit, bring our nose, plain silly bugger. This is going to be quite a slow landing. I don't want to be dramatic because it'll just end up in me crashing. I've got the realism settings on this set to max, so if I overstress the airplane, it'll crash. It's not spectacular either. There's no falling of wings, disintegrating of tails. It will just stay. Ooh, and the speed brakes, the air brakes. Now I know how to lose altitude quickly. Don't want to. You're at 6,000. But it's don't do that. About mine. It weren't meant to be. Meant to be. Anyway. So, as I said, about 3,000 feet. A bit higher than where we are now. But that's when the cloud coverage. We weren't still turning. We were already in line. Our pilot was a trained pilot. Oh! Dude, that completely threw me off, thank you. Our pilot was a trained pilot. Okay, here we go. We are a little bit low. Don't know where the airport is. Oh.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, cleared to land runway 23. Wind 274 at 10.
Turn heading 23.
Land runway 23 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Right, so the runway is. Welcome back. You missed me flying around. Canada. So the runway is in line with me, as long as I'm not doing too much twisting.
500.
I know. This is what I mean about battling. Hate flying jets. The reason I throttled up there is because I didn't have much control over the plane.
500.
But we can see that the runway is coming up. Put on some more flaps. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look at the recent airport. But unfortunately, after I've landed, I'm going to have to come off. Eating it. Do we do a cockpit landing? Do a cockpit landing, or do we land from outside the cockpit? You're going to have to tell me quickly, though. It had a strange name like that. Can't tell you if that was... Little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. Better than coming in far too... Cockpit landing or not? Got about 5 seconds. Reverse thrust. I'm not stalling. Uh-oh. Oh no! That's embarrassing. Oh no! Of course that happens. Of course that happens now. Our monkey wanted to see the airport though, so give me a sec. I'll spawn at the airport and I'm honest, that's so embarrassing. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Turn my camera off. I'm not going to bother putting the camera back on the... Just gonna show you glass.
Glasgow Tower, Pitts Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready at runway 23 departing straight out.
I'll find my way to the thing is by the tower. This is the rudder thing again. This is not how I handle a plane on the ground. It's just the rudder. It doesn't look like they've done a a detailed version. It doesn't look like they've done. No, I don't think so. I've arrived at Gatwick before. Gatwick. I've arrived at Glasgow before. I don't remember it being farce of building. Oh, saying that, what's this in front of me? YXE to YYC. Well, I'll have a look. So, Hell Monkey, does this ring any bells? I can take off and fly over if it... I'll take off, because quickly put the... I know. Stop whining. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Right, which way is it to the Celtic football team? Ooh. Has smoke. Oh, it's inoperable. Oh, hey! Inoperable. What you get? Do a couple of... Power roll. If I had rudder pedals, I could do a stall turn. This is the best I can do. Anyway, I really appreciate you all stopping by and spending some time with me whilst I've flown and unfortunately crashed. Yeah, seems like you guys have enjoyed yourself. I've enjoyed it. I'll do more of this, definitely. Well, they use Bing Maps. Yeah. I'm sure any model of rudder pedals would work. I don't need anything specific, but obviously I would like the ones that come as part of this set. Anyway, I'll figure something out in the future. There needs to be more content. Flight sim need to get into it. There's a lot of stuff missing on this game that I can get. That's in Flight Sim X, sorry, where I got second game. Oh, almost. So, yeah, I was going to quickly show you the, whilst I'm here, I'll quickly show you Marketplace. These are all of the things that you can buy, like add-ons. They aren't cheap. Like you can build made ports. So even though I took off from London City Airport with the first flight, you can find people who have in detail made it. I mean, look, Travelodge. There's no way Microsoft would have. In a lot more detail. And there is one thing that I really want to get, even though, as you saw, I'm not brilliant at flying. Not brilliant at flying jet. How can you not? Look at that. Look at that sexy Eurofighter. That said, it's quite expensive for just. Anyway, thank you all for joining the stream. I'm going to head off now because I'm really hungry. I've been on about an hour longer than I. Thank you all for joining. Do another one of these soon. Guess that's it. Bye bye.